How did that centralization of power play when it is probably amplified with weaker opposition?
With what opposition?
Weaker opposition. Weak opposition. There is no.
Weak opposition. Yeah.
Yeah. The opposition is not that strong.
Yeah.
In a functioning democracy, when the opposition might not have that stronger voice.
Functioning being the operative word here.
Yes, yeah. So I've added. So democracy can be anything, you know. Still, it's a democracy when everybody votes for one party.
Yes.
And then it's still, by definition, a democracy because it's for the people, by the people.
Yes.
Yeah. And the word functioning is probably to be added that, you know, you need to have a good opposition
Yes.
to challenge the maker and the checker. And then that's why multiple departments and multiple structures are in place so that there is no one person or one group of
Yes.
people can lead into one direction.
Yes.
It might be very good for the organization or the country or the state.
Yeah.
It might be bad also. So it has extreme scenarios.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a good structure to have
It
good,
is
strong
good
opposition. So my angle asking question was how does the political environment, the strength of opposition plays into that centralization?
I would imagine it would be, well, I don't imagine, I can say with almost 100% certainty that is crucial because it's that opposition and it's a good strong opposition at the most crucial times that a difference is made, and it also instills, because there's always going to be different parts of the community that feel different ways, which we saw in COVID. We saw there was people that were absolutely dead set, this is the right thing, yep, we need to vaccinate, we need to do this, and those dirty anti-vaxxers, they're this. And it was a pretty strong narrative. And people were acting in a manner that was, I think, inappropriate for citizens to act towards each other. But it felt as if it was almost encouraged by government and with no opposition. And getting to your point, with the opposition, there was no visible opposition. It was like, oh, this is an emergency. We've all got to come together. Now, there's something to be grappled with there, and it's massive. And I think, I don't know the full quote, but Friedrich Hayek, who was I think he was an economist from the early 1900s, he made a point about the use of emergencies by government and how that has always been the removal of people's rights and the propensity for the government to not give those rights back, and it's in their interest to make sure that the emergency keeps going, which is, we all know that's what it was. We all know that the deaths just weren't there. You know, there was one case and it was another lockdown. And it was like, really? It's like, how are you going to justify that, really? But everybody took the narrative and we all decided that that's what we were going to do. And there was no opposition. If there were a really strong opposition, even if it was just, hey, this has happened before in other countries. And you know, I pointed this out to friends and family and people that I met, and you're almost made to look like you're some sort of conspiracy theorist for pointing out that in Nazi Germany, Hitler used emergency health powers to bring about some of his measures. I mean, yeah, it's extreme. We didn't go down that route, but emergencies have always been used as a reason to take away people's freedoms. And I think we're going to see more of it. I think we're going to see more emergencies, even if they're just small emergencies. Oh, this is really urgent. You know, we've got a problem with the environment, or we've got, you know, this emergency or that emergency. This needs to be done, like the firearms bill, for example. That's being pushed through Parliament this week. The Minister for Emergency Services declared it an emergency. At the beginning of this week, I think Monday or Tuesday, no, this bill's an emergency. And then so he could bulldoze it through. The Labor Party could bulldoze it through. Okay, is it emergency? All right, there was a shooting in Florida, and that's tragic. But the family, the daughter of the person involved, I forget his name now, started with a B. She's already came out and made a statement that he would have likely done those things with or without a gun. But anyway, the incident is over. It's no longer an emergency. And the current legislation, the 1973 Firearms Act, allows it wouldn't have prevented it. But they declare emergency anyway. You know, and fair enough, this is my lens, and some people find firearms divisive, which I find that interesting, because firearms are a very, very, very important, in my mind, part of a society. Whether you like them or not, it really sets people off. It's triggering.
It's easy way to
like
draw a line.
It's triggering.
It's easy way to draw the line.
But yeah, so the emergencies is a problem.